Hi everyone, I am Adrian Palmer, and today I'll be doing a presentation talking about the 8 laws of health and how they could help us to defeat viruses and other infections such as coronaviruses, etc. So first, I want to start by talking about the immune system. What is the immune system? Well, to make it simple, the immune system is like the body's army. It helps the body to fight infections, viruses, diseases, and even the new coronavirus. That is the purpose of this immune system. So the reason why I describe it as the body's army, right? There are different sections of this immune system. So for example, right? We have what I call quote unquote barriers. For example, the skin or mucous membranes or cough reflexes. These barriers prevent various pathogens or viruses or bacteria or those stuff from getting inside the body. So they are like the forts, right? And you also have different areas across the body that I describe as regiments. So, you know, a regiment is where the soldiers are trained, where the soldiers have their barracks and all of that. So you have different areas across the body, such as the lymph nodes, the thymus gland, in our bone marrow, and in other areas, right, such as the spleen, where they store special cells that act as these soldiers or these fighters in our immune system or our body's army. Right? So if we're looking at the body's army, you know the army has to have soldiers. So what are these soldiers? These soldiers are the white blood cells, right? These are part of our blood that they move tactically throughout the body, and it helps to defend the body against various infections or foreign bodies that might want to come in. They even help the body to destroy things like cancer cells and those things as well, right? So the white blood cells, the immune system, very important to us in terms of helping us to fight infections. And if we looked at this scripture reading right here, Leviticus 17:11, it says, "For the life of the flesh is in the blood." And now we could really appreciate this because the blood not only provides oxygen to the body to keep it alive, but inside the blood, we also have white blood cells and the immune system that works to protect the body, to keep it healthy and prevent it from becoming infected and keeping it purified. So this morning now, I'm going to discuss how, by following the 8 laws of health, we could improve the health of our immune system. So first up, let's talk about nutrition. Having a good, wholesome, healthy, balanced diet actually supports having a healthy immune system, right? And if we eat poorly or if the body is undernourished, then the immune system won't function well. So some persons might ask, what is the ideal thing to eat? The ideal thing to eat is a variety of fruits, vegetables, and wholesome foods, right? Don't think that, it has to be pineapple or it has to be orange. Mix the diet with various fresh fruits and vegetables, and you should be good to go. Just as how we have foods that support the immune system, there are foods that also cause it to not function well. And these are most of the things that plenty persons like. So for example, foods and beverages that are high in sugar, like white bread, pasta, sweet desserts, ice cream, candy, those kinds of things, soda, and even alcohol beverages, they affect the immune system and causes it not to function well. And look at this next slide. Look at the countries. These statistics were from April 15th, right? Look at the countries affected most by the coronavirus. So at the top, we have the United States of America. And when you look at their statistics in terms of their health, so taken from the US Health Department, it says that 75% of Americans have a diet that is low in fruits and vegetables. And most Americans actually use more sugars, fats, and sodium than what they need to use. So they're basically practicing the diet that does not support a healthy immune system. So now we cannot be surprised when we look at figures like these. And other countries like Spain, Italy, and those countries, they traditionally have good diets, but current researchers are showing that they are picking up picking up a Western type diet. And probably that could be playing a major role in terms of how their immune systems are handling these diseases. So it's very important for us to eat fresh fruits and vegetables, decrease the amount of sugars to protect our immune system and have it functioning properly. Let's move on. Exercise. This is one of my favorite topics, but I won't stay long on it. Exercise, when performed at moderate intensity, actually triggers the immune system to work and boosts its efficiency. So having a little exercise, especially now that you're at home, is really good for you, and it will also help to support the function of your immune system. Additionally, exercise helps to decrease stress and anxiety at this time. What are some stuff we could do? Simple stuff you could do. And we're looking at least 30 minutes a day. And if you can't get the full 30 minutes at once, you could break it up in like 10 minutes now or 10 minutes later, or the some in the morning, some in the evening, something like that. Use your time wisely while you're at home. What you could do, you could walk around the house, climb the stairs, dance, jump rope. You and your friends could do an exercise, Zoom video together, do a little gardening around the home, walk to a nearby store, do some squats, lunges. There are plenty of things you could do, and there are plenty of resources that you could use, because exercise helps to protect our immune system. Let's talk about water. How can water help? So surprisingly, I won't be discussing about drinking water. We're about that plenty. I want to talk to you about a concept that is called thermal hydrotherapy. So what thermal hydrotherapy is basically using different temperatures of water to help to improve the body's health. So there's a technique that everyone could do. You could bathe and have a hot shower. So you turn up that shower, and sure, it doesn't burn you, of course, right? Turn up that shower, you have a nice bath, and at the end of the shower, in the last 30 to 90 seconds, you could switch it from hot to cool. A lot of person might, no, that's not good for you. But no, it actually is good for you, and nothing won't happen. You could trust me, right? Because this types of activity, when you switch from that hot to cool, it improves the immune response of the body. And how am I going to prove this now? There's been plenty of researches that has been done over the years. If you look at this research here, the effect of cold showering on health work on a randomized controlled trial, this was done, and it shows that persons who switch from hot to cold while showering, there are 29% reduction in sickness absence from work. And this next study here done in 1999, this shows that when plenty of persons, like when they move from a hot environment, so whether it be exercise or they be in a warm area, like a steam room or something like that, right? And then they switch to cool, it actually improves their immune response. And now, to strengthen this, look at these statistics. In Finland, right, I call it the land of the saunas, right? Because Finland has about 5.3 million people, and they have over 2 million saunas. That's plenty saunas. So they have what you call a sauna culture. A sauna is like that hot steam room thing. So look at these neighboring countries like Norway, Sweden. Look at these figures, right? And other countries that are close by. Look at these figures, right? And then compare it to the figures in Finland. You see that is less. So scientists and doctors are wondering if, because of that sauna culture, we spend this prolonged time in a hot environment, a hot steamy environment, and then they come outside, and we know that Finland is normally a cold place. So that switching from hot to cool, they suspect that it causes that immune response. And that could play a role why they have in less cases comparing to their neighboring countries and other surrounding areas. So you could try that. You know, take a hot shower, and at the end of the hot shower, the last 30 to 90 seconds, switch it to cool. And you might be able to get that same immune response. Let's move on. Sunlight. Sunlight. Why is sunlight important? Well, we know that sunlight gives us vitamin D. And how it works, when the sun hits the skin, there are actually cholesterols in the body, and the sunlight, the energy from the sunlight converts these cholesterols into vitamin D. And research is actually proving that vitamin D improves the ability of the immune system to work better. And it also lowers the risk of getting infections such as the flu and flu-like viruses, right? Even in the past, they used to have patients who have tuberculosis. They will have them in the sun, and they think that when they're in the sun, it was actually killing the bacteria. But it wasn't killing the bacteria. What was happening is that their bodies was creating vitamin D, which actually helps to boost their immune system and help them to get better at that time. So get some sunlight. It's recommended at least 20 to 30 minutes, at least 3 days for the week. So get some early morning sun. It will be really good for you. Temperance. Let's talk about temperance. Temperance is basically using the good things moderately and avoiding the bad things. Let's discuss two of the common bad things that plenty persons use or do: smoking and drinking. It is proven that persons who are smokers, they are at greater risk of having things like pneumonia and influenza. And even recently, researchers are showing that they are more likely to contract the COVID-19. And also smokers, they have a decreased ability in their bodies to utilize things such as vitamin C, which helps to improve the immune system. Now, persons who drink alcohol regularly, they found out that they have an increased susceptibility to things like the flu and acute respiratory distress syndrome that affecting some of the patients with COVID-19 now. And also, alcohol is bad for the immune function of things in areas like in the gut and in the lungs. And this is proven by research, as you see, I have some of the links here at the bottom of the screen. So don't drink, don't smoke. And even the good things, use them moderately. Temperance is really good, and it helps to protect our immune system. Fresh air. Why is fresh air important, right? Well, it's proven that persons who live in polluted areas, or areas where they have a lot of smoke, whether it be secondhand smoke, wood fire from factories and all of that, these persons, they are normally at an increased risk of having lung infection. So it's important that we get fresh air. And also, when you're at home, not because you're quarantining home or you're staying home, still open the windows, get some fresh air in the house, get some fresh air in the morning, because it's proven that in open air, the virus and bacteria and those things, they disperse more than in an enclosed area. So you're more likely to get infections like the coronavirus in an enclosed area versus in an open area. But if you're outside, still practice your social distancing for protection. Let's move on. Rest. Sleep is very important. Luckily, a lot of persons, they're home now and they're getting more sleep than what they usually get. And what persons who lack sleep or, they're chronically not getting enough rest, it leads to immune deficiency. It means that the immune system won't work as well. And these persons who don't sleep as much, they have an increased susceptibility of getting illnesses like the common cold. And additionally, a research has shown that persons who lack sleep, that when they get the vaccines, the body don't respond as how it should to vaccines. So it's important to get enough sleep because this helps our immune system to work much better. Let's move on. Our last point, trust in God. Why is trusting God important? Well, according to our psychologist, a psychiatrist, Dr. Raul Koenig, he says that from his experience, he has found that persons who are religious and persons who pray plenty, they have a stronger immune system. They have less hospitalization, so they are less likely to be in the hospital compared to non-religious persons. And even if they're in the hospital, they tend to be discharged a lot sooner. And persons who are religious, another benefit is that they have healthier lifestyles and they are less likely to use social drugs, so they're less likely to drink, smoke, and those things. So exercising your faith and trusting God at this time would help to improve your immune system. So especially patients, other research has shown that when you pray for patients in the hospitals, they actually have better results. So exercise that trust and faith in God. So let's summarize in it. You might think this is a lot of information and it might be hard to do. So a typical example, you go to bed early the night before you get to 8 hours of sleep. That's rest. You get up early and you pray to God. That's trusting God. You take a 30-minute walk. That's exercise. Do it outside so that you get fresh air. And then do it in also the morning sun so that the sun is getting to your skin and then you're getting your sunlight. You come home, have a fruit, and drink some water afterwards. That's nutrition. And then you could have a hot shower. And then at the end of that shower, you spend 30 to 90 seconds in the cold shower. And that's using the effect of water, thermal hydrotherapy. And then throughout the day, you pace yourself with various activities and monitor your diet. And that's temperance. And simply just like that, you incorporate all these principles in your day. So that is it, the NEWSTART Principles, the 8 laws of health. They would help to protect our immune system and have our bodies functioning properly. So even if we should become infected, we'll be able to get over these illnesses much quicker. But we have to do these things so that our immune system functions optimally and so that our body's army of all our soldiers, white blood cells, and our various systems working efficiently. And I want to end by saying a big thank you to all our frontline workers, especially our medical staff who are there in the hospital with these patients, risking their own health while trying to protect the health of their country. And I'll leave you with this quotation. According to Pastor Mark Finley, he said, some persons ask, where is God in all of this? And he said, God is actually in the heart of each and every frontline worker. So thank you again, and I hope you enjoyed this presentation.